What's going on, traders? Good morning. Let's take a little sip, a little orange juice, pinkies up. I'm ready to make some money. Let's go ahead. Let's bring on my guys, Ryan, Zunaid, Spencer.
What's going on?
Mitch with the pinkies up orange juice swig. I gotta say, I like it.
Hey, gotta have that pinky up when you have a little OJ in you. Definitely got to get some vitamins. Got to get that mind right, ready to go for the bell.
Yes, sir.
And what are you guys looking at today? Let's go ahead, smash that like, get this party started.
What you got, Ryan?
I'll go ahead and get us started here. Two things. I'm really looking at two things today. I'm looking at Palantir, PLTR, and CLOV, CLOV. These stocks are both. They're coming off the backs of earnings beats and raised guidance, so should be a nice little catalyst there. Both stocks are no stranger to making some outsized moves intraday. So I'm hoping to be able to capture some of that movement. The other thing about these two particular stocks is that they both trade options, and the options should be liquid. So we should have our choice of what we're going to go after today.
Well, that's just a preview of what we're going to have today, guys. But stay tuned. You're right here. You know it. Live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
I mean, is that not the best intro
Welcome
that
back.
Benzinga has? Come on.
Chris Smith,
A+.
best intro around. Let's go.
A+, baby.
Hey, how about you guys do us a favor? You guys that are watching right now on Periscope, on Twitter, come on over to the YouTube. Let us know a stock that you want to check out. And who knows, we'll check it out for you before the bell. All right, so Zunaid, looking at today, man.
Yeah, definitely going to be keeping an eye on the two stocks that Ryan mentioned, but I'm also keeping an eye on Moderna, right? We've seen that big movement. I know we've been talking about it all morning in pre-market prep, had 100 and plus stop drop. I'm looking to kind of see some consolidation over $400 in that stock and kind of like that psychological number that we always talk about. If I see consolidation, I will take that to the upside. For CLOV, again, $10. That's where I'm looking for a little bit of consolidation. It tried pre-market, ticked up to about $10.13, came right on back down. I was actually in that trade. I got greedy. I didn't take the profits, and I went in and cut it for a 7-cent loss. But yeah, those are the two that I'm focused on, and those are the two numbers that I'll be trying to pick up the stocks.
Hey, we're going to be watching some stocks. I'll tell you one thing. Did you guys see DDS this morning?
Yeah. That's Dillard's, right? Yeah.
Wild,
man.
They need to issue some more shares because their stock is madness.
Yeah, definitely a big rip today. We'll see if it kind of pulls back towards. I like this 193.30 area. It has a resistance there that it's pulling back to. Maybe it creates a new support. We'll definitely be watching some of these apparels and department stores. Macy's, I gave out on Monday. Did you guys see Macy's in the last couple of days? Look at that chart.
Who's going to Dillard's, first of all? I don't even.
It's a great question. It is a fantastic question.
I don't understand.
If you zoom out on the Dillard's, I mean, come on now. 21 to 192. Well, no, what is it this morning? It's 192. Okay, so 21 to 192. I mean, really?
That's just insane, dude. Like, I mean, Macy's, fine, I get it, right? Like, cool, whatever. Macy's also has a lot of real estate, so that's more of a play there. Dillard's, I don't know about, so I'm talking out of my behind here. But like, who is going to Dillard's?
Let's put a survey out in the chat. Let's do it. I'm gonna do it right now. Have you been to Dillard's in the last? We'll say 2 years.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to be throwing up some chat tickers up here. It's not necessarily we're going to roll through them, but I want everyone to be able to see this. Maybe you're not watching the chat. Maybe you're not being able to see what everyone's looking at. So I'm just going to roll through some tickers that are being mentioned in the chat.
I will be watching a couple of stocks that are yet to report. They will report later tonight. 2 stocks that I am long report this afternoon, Disney and Sofi. So I'll be watching those.
Nice.
I'm watching Baidu. We did not talk about Baidu on pre-market prep this morning. They had earnings this morning. We did not talk about eBay this morning. They had earnings last night. I'll be watching both of those as well. And Bumble. They had earnings as well. We'll be watching that.
You're not watching Wish like the rest of the FinTwit world?
Yeah, I mean, Wish is. Hey, actually, you know what?
Spencer, didn't you say you had good results with Bumble?
No,
Oh.
that was not a good one for me. Speaking of Wish, though, Zunaid, I'm going to do a little bit of a teaser for the Power Hour today, because about a month ago, I don't remember exactly, it may have been more than that. Luke bought something from Wish. He bought some, like some rings,
Okay.
on Wish, and we did a chat challenge in the moment. A chat challenge. When do you think that these stupid cheap rings from Wish are going to get here?
Yeah.
And watch Power Hour today is all I'll say.
Okay.
If you participate in the chat challenge regarding the Wish rings on Power Hour, you might want to tune in later today. That's all I'll say.
Remind me again, when did you guys order it? Sorry.
I don't remember exactly. It was more than a month ago.
Okay, more than a month ago.
That's part of Wish's charm, right? You order these things, it takes forever, so you forget, and then when they show up, you're like, "Oh yeah, this is cool." It's like, it's a surprise. That's
it
part
got
of
here
their charm.
finally.
In on one side of the world that we live in, we have Amazon trying to do 2-hour delivery. 2-hour delivery. On the other side of the marketplace, you have 30-day delivery.
30 days or more. 30 days.
Well, let's just say one might have a competitive advantage.
All right,
Might.
let's get my chart
Might.
on screen.
Going
Ryan,
out on a limb.
let's bring your charts up. What do you got up here?
Well, actually, I was just diving into a question here that we got from someone in the chat. Let me scroll up and find it. Donkin Dave is asking, can you guys compare and contrast Open versus Zillow? So I was pulling up Zillow's chart here just to kind of take a look at it. I'm pretty sure Zillow is you just like see houses on Open. Can you actually buy them?
No, you can buy them now on Zillow. Is
On Zillow, okay.
Zillow is
So-
a broker game.
So they are then pretty much direct competitors, right?
Now they are. They weren't always, but now they are. Zillow is getting into the game.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So again, thanks for filling in some of the gaps here. Just taking a look at Zillow's chart here, taking a look at Open's chart. They're actually kind of similar, right? Huge runs and then pulled back quite a bit. It looks like Zillow has really kind of held in there, whereas Open really retraced almost all of its move. I'll be honest with you, in terms of a good compare and contrast, I can't do the fundamentals simply because I'm just not educated enough on that. Looking at the chart here, I think one of the things that I would rather trade for more potential profit would be Open, but I think maybe the safer trade is Zillow. So it really comes down to your risk reward, Donkin Dave. We'll take a look at both of them.
You know what you could always do on Zillow if you want to, if you're looking for a trade there. Take a look at Z versus the ZG. I mean, they're typically, they're correlated. There are traders, there are risk arbitrators that keep these in line, but every so often they can get a little bit, just the tiniest bit out of line, just a little bit, and you can keep an eye on that relationship and try to trade those two against each other.
I was going to say, so Spencer, when the divergence happens, do you then trade that? Do you basically trade off of that divergence? How does that work?
Well, yeah, me personally, no, but it is a trade you can do. You can, if one goes up a little more than the other, for example, or you see the correlation get out of whack, you can short the one that's up more. I'm sorry, yeah, short the one that's up more, buy the one that's down more, or short the one that's up less, I guess. And I'm sorry, short the one that's up more, buy the one that's up less. Thank you. And you can, bring those in together.
Is Dennis rubbing off on you? That's my fun.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, good.
Anyway, the moral of the story here is I spend way too much time on Zillow. That's the moral of the story.
I can't blame you for that. Can't blame you for that at all.
Anyway.
That actually, you know what, Spencer? I'm going to make you feel a little bit better here. Guilty pleasure of mine. I love mountains. I can't wait to move to the mountains at some point in my life. Sometimes when I have some free time, just kind of like have some fun, I'll just go on Zillow and look at some nice places in the mountains that have like 15-acre lots. So don't feel bad. I spent some time on there too.
Come on over. I'll take you up. Let's go do a 14er.
I'm ready. You know what, Mitch?
Let's do
Let's talk about that outside of the stream. I would absolutely love to make it out to the mountains.
You guys
I
are
know
way
we
too
are.
active for
Let's
me.
go.
Oh, I'm about to knock out a 14er right now. So if you guys don't know what that is,
Is this
look
a
it up.
14-mile hike? Is that what you're?
No, 14,000 feet in elevation.
Ooh.
Whew.
All right.
When you're up in the clouds, literally. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. Industrials is going to be interesting to watch. You know, we saw that nice move by the airlines yesterday. The real question is the reopening trade really on here? And what stocks are going to move off of that? I'll be watching today. Yesterday, farm and heavy construction really ripped. Rental and leasing services, a nice push up. These are two that I was watching. I was watching Ryder I gave out on Monday. Nice little push there. RCII, another one. Rent-A-Center, also doing well, as you guys can see from those charts. I'll keep a watch on some of those. Railroads plays didn't do bad either. You guys saw that big push that we saw in some of these plays. Airlines is going to be definitely an interesting area today. I know that a lot of people are watching this. ULCC made a nice push on up. I like that one because you're getting it cheaper than the IPO price. That's Frontier. You could also look at JetBlue. I like JetBlue here. I like AAL. We'll see if these can start trending back up. But definitely they had a good day yesterday. We'll see if they can continue making moves today.
So I said I was watching Baidu. What I meant was I'm watching Baidu as it relates to all the other Chinese stocks this morning. So, you got Baidu trading down on its report. But what will happen at the open? What Baidu does will probably portend, that's a good word, portend the move in the other Chinese stocks. So Baidu lower, that means JD lower, that means Baba lower, right? All China is lower.
Tencent.
Okay, but Tencent's not super liquid in the U.S., so TCEHY, TCEHY, right?
All right.
TCEHY.
All right. Don't want to interrupt here, but we need to get to 200 likes before the bell, guys. We're at 86 likes right now. We need to get up there to 200 likes before the bell. We got about 2 minutes left. If not, I don't know if we're going to be able to live trade today, boys. We need the support from the viewers. You guys out there, smash that like. Let's go ahead and get it on up.
So also, one more. I'm sorry, Spencer, I didn't mean to run you over. One more thing I'm watching here is going to be Fubo. Remember, I would manage to try to leg into a swing yesterday and literally bought the top right during the regular session. Bought right here. So after its initial sell-off, it did kind of come back a little bit, kind of hanging in there. So we'll wait to see if this can actually get over. Remember, this was a very, very small, very initial buy, right? It was just a single contract. So no stop on this, just kind of waiting it out. This is the September strike. Let me get you the exact strike price. This September 35.
Did you end up getting more or no?
No, I haven't added yet. That's one of the things I'm still considering here, Zunaid.
Okay, I got you. By the way, the poll.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Obviously, on our side. Who the hell goes to Dillard's as we open the markets?
All right.
Who goes to Dillard's?
Well,
Look, 211 likes, boys. We can stay.
Polls
I
in.
love it. I love it.
Stay.
Right off the gate, I was looking at CLOV. That one's not, it's if it gets around $9.10, I might take a shot at it, hoping it bounce off of $9. But let's see.
I mean, for Clove, aren't we looking at over 10 as bullishness here, Zunaid?
For me, it's just about a quick scalp. But if I was looking to actually have like a position that could go to 1050, then yeah, over 10, absolutely.
But we did really. It looks like we kind of came into that 918 level. We'll wait and see if we hold here.
Yeah.
What am I? All right, watching for some movers here. Oh, that's one I didn't look at yet this morning.
PLTR a little heavy too out the gate.
Quiet.
Yeah, for that one, I'm taking a look at the 24 level. Give me a sec. I have a lot of voices in my ear. Give me a sec.
Okay, well, Baidu and therefore the rest of China just dipped here off the open. So I'm hearing a lot of. I think that's Zunaid.
Yeah, my bad. I'll be right back, boys.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Big dip here. Let me bring up some charts so you can see. Big dip. There you see. There's PDD, right? All trying to go in here this morning. So PDD. There's a 1 minute chart. You got PD, everything, right? Just think of a China stock. It's selling off. JD, right? Baidu is sort of the catalyst this morning. But you've got how is Neo? They had earnings, right? Neo.
the Qs are going down right now. So that's
There goes PLTR.
the big reason why we're getting this quick dip right here.
Yep, Qs are in the red. Excuse me. Actually, most of the market, for the moment at least, seems to be lower. Maybe split 50-50 on the sector-wide ETFs, but yeah, I'm watching China here. China's super weak. FXI weak.
Oof. No lie, I was almost shorting Tesla there. I wanted to do it, but I wasn't quick enough. I'll look for a bounce here to 706.50s.
PLTR coming back in a little bit. CLOV looks like it tried to bounce, kind of slowed down a little bit. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that. PLTR kind of dipping. Man, this thing is all over the place. No position here. This is hard to trade. I don't know about what you guys think, Mitch, when you're watching stuff like this. This is not easy.
There's two things I would look on PLTR. I'd look at the 15-minute chart and the 1 hour chart. The 1 minute chart is just going to be straight chop session.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to use some deeper time frames so you can see the bigger supports and then try to attack that. Maybe hold the risk right underneath it. Like right now, let's say if you went for the 15-minute support that it's on right now, it's 24.13. You could have risked maybe down to 24. If I wanted to use the hourly chart, I would see more of this bottom of this body, this big body, and I would try to attack down there. If it came back towards 23.13, and then I could attack right underneath it with a risk down towards, let's say, 22.86. That's kind of how I approach my swing trades.
Yeah, and to me, it just kind of looks like it hasn't picked a direction yet. You know, that's kind of the issue that I'm having in terms of actually getting a trade. I'm not sure which direction it wants to go yet. CLOV, on the other hand, looks like it wants to continue to sell off here.
Nice.
Can hold in.
Who knows? I might add to DraftKings again today, guys. It's doing well for me. I don't do this often, but I've been trying to get hourly pullbacks on DraftKings and let it keep running. It's been doing well for me, so we'll see if I get another ad today.
Snowflake with a very nice green candle off the open.
Really?
The snow.
And this one got some love. This one got some love from Kramer last night.
Well, Unity did well too. I think keep Unity also on watch. I think you got a good area there in software application to keep on watch.
Apple has a nice strong candle off the open too.
Just to mention, there's also some other kind of software tech names. This is one. It's a really cheap name that's moving massively today, 44% already. PBTS. I don't know what this one does. Maybe Spencer can look that up for us. But
PBTS,
as you can see from the pre-market chart, it's actually holding patterns pretty well for a cheaper stock here.
They are a software application company, SaaS. Oh my God, generates revenue. Oh my God, what does all this mean? Okay, I don't even. Oh, it's a Chinese SaaS play. That's all I need to know.
Looks like a good little scalping play there. Check that chart out, Ryan. What do you think about that?
I'm sorry. What was the ticker? I missed it.
PBTS.
It's up on the screen.
PBTS. It's not on the screen. My screen is on the screen, and I don't have it. Hold on.
Come on.
My bad. Now it is.
Ooh, I like this. And I actually like this on this break here, 193. I think interesting. Nice
spot
right? Here.
Interesting, right? I just saw it when it came back towards 181. So it looked like it wanted to get towards 190 at least. We'll see if it gets to $2 today.
195 high a day, so that's going to be your spot. I feel like if we take that out, looks like looking on the level 2 here, there's some pretty good heavy selling pressure, but there's a lot of buyers flowing in here. Combination of the level 2 and here. Let me see if I can actually pull this up here for you. Here's Apple. We don't need Apple. What was this? PBTS. Oh my.
Oh my goodness, Coinbase.
So just kind of one of the things that we're looking at here for a trade like I want to see what this level 2 actually looks like, and I want to see some of these prints coming in here. I'm seeing a lot of back and forth here. Someone talked about filtering this so you can only see the bigger prints.
Yeah.
I still haven't done that, but
I think you can do that right there on the where it says size. Is there size on the top right there? Right there.
Up there it is.
Boom. Okay. I got you, bro.
There's your filter. Yeah, that's awesome. Here we go. Let's see if they take out 195 here. They're going to take it. There it goes. So 195 out. Nice little push that we're getting here. Obviously, you can see here, no position on this. Just kind of watching this. Mitch, I don't have any background on this. What's the deal here?
Honestly, I don't know. It's just
Chinese software company.
Say that one more time. Chinese what?
Chinese software play.
Software play. Interesting.
All I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I just found it in the industry.
So yeah, I mean the high of the day break was a good one here. I mean, honestly, you probably want to be in from mid 180s. Let's see if they take out 2, man. This is pretty wild.
I don't know if you guys are watching Coinbase today, but a few people in the chat are, and you know what? So
There goes 2. Wow, great trade off 195. Great spot here, Mitch. Didn't take it, but good spot here. I'm sorry, Spencer. I didn't mean to run you over.
No, so Coinbase had earnings. It was Tuesday afternoon. This is a daily chart. Closed pretty significantly off the highs yesterday, which is interesting. Not something that you love to see. And you can look at it this morning now. So we are leaking. This looks like it wants to give back. It already has given back all of its earnings gains in Coinbase. So, this does not look good. This does not look good.
Yeah, it's not just Coinbase too. I mean, CLOV continues to sell off. Apple looks like it's flirting with trying to go red. Looks like we're, kind of looking at some of the futures here. We're really kind of pulling here. So it's not just that. This was a wild one, Mitch. You caught the nice trade here early. You spotted it at least.
That's one of the things that I look for when I see a stock like that. I'll look at the pre-market and see if it held a pattern. Because if it didn't hold a pattern, then I don't even want to even look at it. But that one looked really nice pre-market setup.
Yeah, sure did. Sure did, man. Great.
I'm trying to get some more DraftKings, guys. I've been trying to add to this winner here, but we'll see if I can get a fill
winner.
here.
Chicken dinner.
Hey, one of the things that I've been trying to work on, and I don't know if you guys believe in it, but it's trying to add to winners. But it's definitely something that I'm still working on. Like always, guys, we got to work on our process. This is one of the processes that I'm working on right now.
It is very difficult to do, Mitch. I struggle with it too.
Okay, and then just there's some color on the chat about whatever the ticker was, PBTS. Was that right?
Yep.
They're getting into crypto, is what the chat's saying. So.
Okay. It's a good crypto headline in there.
That crypto.
XPIO more here over 463 pre-market high today. Let's see if we can actually get there.
What's up with retail today? Williams Sonoma, thank you for bringing that up, Captain Cappy. Williams Sonoma is looking strong. We've already mentioned Dillard's. We've already mentioned Macy's.
Yeah, man. It's definitely an area to watch. It's part of the reopening trade, right?
You know what? I wonder. I don't know if Williams
more XPIO. Wow.
Boom. Got a fill in DraftKings there at 51.80.
Zunaid needs to get back in here, guys. Come on, producer. Do something.
Oh, my bad.
Man,
I've been saying a few sentences. I'm like, yeah, Mitch, I agree. It's so tough to average up. I agree with you psychologically, and I get totally ignored. I'm like, what's going on? And I look, and I'm like, I'm not even in. And I'm in the chat saying, let me in. I agree with you 100%. I'm staring dead at PLTR. That thing is just trying to figure out what to do in life. I did go ahead and just now got into PLTR. My stop loss is going to be the low. So you're looking at about a 20-cent stop loss. Again, it's a low quality trade because the market's still trying to figure out what to do in the first 10 minutes. Low quality trade, but I am in with my personal money. It's going to be a 10-cent stop loss.
Are you in stock now? Are you in stock or calls?
I am in the comments. I am in the stock itself.
Gotcha.
It looks like I will get stopped out here in 3 cents. I want to kind of wait to see if I can get the bounce off of the 23.50, but I'm trying to tighten up my stops. And so far it hasn't hit it. I've been saved by 2 pennies. But again, low quality trade, but I am in there just to take a stab at it with 1/4 of what my typical position would be.
All right, I've tried this once before and I failed. But how do we like ATVI here?
Ooh,
ATVI,
yeah.
Right.
For what? For what? A long or a short?
What are you trying to do?
For a short term buy, intermediate buy, couple days, couple weeks.
I'm bearish on ATVI. I would be buying puts on these pops. Frankly.
Yeah, to me,
PLTR stopped out.
You got that flushed out, right? This was the first flushed out on the 27th. Then you get it pop up. That's your first resistance for me. So one of the things that I need to see is I need to see multiple tries to get through this level on the upside, and then a third time to try on the downside. Right now, you just have a down 1, up 1, down 2, up 2. You could get that down 2, then an up 3 move, then a down 3 move, and then a breakout. So I think this is just in sideways consolidation. You might see a move back down towards 78, 78. And then once you get that break above 86 with good volume, getting through that 200-day moving average that you see above 88, that's when I'd start looking at this again. But it's, I mean, if you want to catch the dip, it's not a bad one. But the only problem is you had 78s underneath it. That's where I think the support is set right now.
Okay.
PLTR said, screw you, Zunaid. I'm going to stop you and then go. So I mean, like I already said, I was already stopped out. Now what I'm looking at is to see if it can get over VWAP. And if it can stay over, then I will go ahead and take a position in there. But for now, let's see what happens. But I did go ahead and take I think it was an 18-cent stop loss or something like that. So just
I got,
a heads up
speaking of VWAP, I got my VWAP on my Thinkorswim here is 24.17 right now.
Mine as well. Spencer, you're
24.14 for me.
Yeah.
What you got, Spence? Spence is usually.
I don't have it up. Hold on.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Spencer and I usually the ones that have different opinions in life when it comes.
Wait, what was it? 24 what?
24.17.
I want to get the level 2 up so you guys can see if we get a big buyer to step up here at 24.
I'm at 24.09. So
yeah, we'll figure out life.
Anyway, whatever. For those interesting, your top losers this morning are all, at least in the S&P, are all semis. Micron, WDC, Lam Research, Applied Materials.
I'll tell you right now, it's a tough day. There's only one sector in the green from the open, and that's energy, and it's 0.01. So that's like pretty much break even. We're at 0. So there's not a sector that's in the green today from the open, which is what I pay attention to.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on options as well. I don't see a lot of buying in terms of fast and furious. I want it now. I just don't. So yeah, that's why it's kind of tricky, right? This is where, as a trader, you're kind of like, oh my god, I want to get into a play. Oh, maybe this one. Like even right now, you saw me even say, hey, this is a low quality trade, but I went and got in just because it's like I need to be in something, and it's a bad habit. But the way that I try to not have it hurt me too much is by just taking a little bit, just so I can get a little bit of a taste of the action.
Good push there, an upstart.
But yeah, I don't see a lot of buying and things like that at all either.
You know what, Webcoin? Have no shit. You know, Webcoin, that's okay. Webcoin was just trading against Zunaid there for a hot.
Okay.
Not against Zunaid, but that's Webcoin. Fine, man. Don't feel bad about that.
Wait, so he said when I heard you got stopped out, I bought 100 shares. Okay, so you bought 100 shares. So you didn't short it. You got in when I got out.
Right.
Okay, hey, that's cool.
And he got 12 cents.
I'm happy to sell you my stuff anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not?
You sold it to Webcoin, and he sold it a second later.
Hey, I'm glad you made money. I mean,
that's what we're here for, right? We're here to help.
Exactly. I'll go ahead and get my reimbursement from Jason Raz later.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are getting reimbursed?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You guys are
getting some more YOLOs.
Wait, you're getting paid here?
I could do some YOLOs.
Well, you only get paid with Wingstop? That's it? Can you imagine if I submitted a reimbursement?
Paid in Krispy Kreme, maybe.
Jason would email me back and be like, what is this? Why are you sending me E-Trade screenshots?
Hey, as a general, speaking of E-Trade screenshots, as a general rule of thumb here, if you want free Benzinga swag, you can get it. All you have to do is send your whatever brokerage platform you use, send them a message within the platform or an email, whatever, to their customer support. Tell them you want Benzinga news in the platform. Send them that message, screenshot it, send that screenshot to shows@benzinga.com, and you will get some swag. I promise. You'll get some
swag.
That is how you do it.
Definitely, guys. Smash the likes. Looks like we're only at 228 likes from the open. Guys, we're doing live trading there. You just got a nice live loss. Come on, dude.
So PLTR is over. It's over 24. It's battling VWAP right now. We'll see what happens there. Coin, similar story, getting smacked at the 265 continuously, flirting with that level once again. Let's see what goes on. I haven't looked at CLOV. I need to look around and find some. Okay, so CLOV. Sorry. Clove, like I said, I set my alert, but I was too busy turning off this damn noise that we were dealing with. Clove went ahead and bounced right at that $9 level and went up 40 cents. Mother fudger did not get in. God damn it. I need $1 million, Spencer. Here's why. So I can just set alerts to buy. So that I can just set alerts to buy instead of set alerts to I'll take Kathy money. I may not perform as well as she has over the past few years, but I'll take it though.
All you do is just buy the dip, bro. That's it. I could have told you that one.
All right, PLTR 2430. It's over VWAP. Excuse me.
Looks like Jonathan's looking at some Apple calls. I haven't seen Apple. I've been wanting to see it start pushing on up. Let's see what's happening right now. Not a bad little move there up there towards 146.60. He's looking at some calls. It looks like expiration in September 20th, 147. Maybe you guys can take a look at some of those options. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to options.
No, I hear you on that. I need. Oh, by the way, speaking of options, do you still have your Apple calls? By the way, Apple High Day. Ryan, do you still have your Apple calls?
Yeah, the ones from the half
before.
From
yeah,
earnings.
The ones from before earnings. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do. So just to kind of give you an update on that, those calls, I paid $1.38 for those calls. They were as high as $4.25. They're 50 cents now. So that's one of the reasons why taking profit on things that run, at least trimming part of your position, is really, really important. I ended up selling half of it for like 125%. So even if these go to zero, I still made money. Of course, I made less money because I held on to these, but part of the plan was to try to capture that earnings print.
I mean, hey, you took profits along the way. So yeah, you said half position. So I assume you took profits along the way.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what it's about, right? It's about management there.
Yep. And I mean, looking at it today, I mean, they're up today, right? And Apple's look strong. I mean, here's the thing. So let's think about this for a sec here. These calls, let me pull them up here. These calls are the August 150 calls. Okay, I don't have them on my Benzinga screen.
No worries.
I have a totally different.
At least you have Apple up.
Yeah. So they're August 150 calls. Of course, we were rejected there. The current price is 52 cents, 52.5 cents. Now the price here is 147. Apple is no stranger to gapping up $1.50 and then running another $1.50 during any particular day, especially if the market is strong. Yeah. Today, the market looks fairly weak, and Apple still seems to wanting to be making a move towards the highs. So, I'm not giving up on this. I still have some time. I mean, 8 days until these things expire. We'll see what happens. If these things get anywhere near 150, I'll probably just cut it and set up for the next trade here.
Gotcha. I hear you.
Great call. And I'm also still holding the Fubo call from yesterday, right?
That's out till September. So you have plenty of, I don't want to say plenty, but you have a decent amount of time on that one.
Yeah. It looked like it wanted to kind of pop right out of the open, immediately flattened by the sellers. So, I mean, this thing has really been, this is the definition of a bad trade. I mean, I bought this thing and it has done nothing but go down. But again, when you take stuff like that, this is why you use risk management. This is why I sized in so slowly.
Who in the chat had bought Apple calls? I mean, I think Ryan or Mitch, one of you guys called it out. Someone in the chat had bought Apple calls.
That's Jonathan McDonald's, bro. You got to know that. Get to know that name.
Jonathan, I believe that you'll be eating more than McDonald's, as Apple is now once again high of day at 147.16.
Maybe he can own a McDonald's after this.
Possibly can. That's good. I'm glad Jonathan's making money. PLTR told me to go screw myself, stopped me out, and then went ahead and had 9 out of 10 green candles on the 1 minute. That's fine. That's okay. That's life.
Clyde W.
I'm trying to find what Clyde W is.
I was going to say, no, you're not, man.
I'm scrolling up.
We are trying to figure it out.
Clyde, I'm scrolling up in the chat.
It's the story of life, bro.
I'm trying to find what are you talking about.
Clyde, I couldn't even get in the show. It's okay. Right? It happens.
Right? Like, I mean,
I thought I was straight up being ignored, so I guess it's nice that I wasn't in. I was like, damn, they're really mad at me for hopping out for 10 seconds.
Zunaid, ain't nobody mad at you. I can tell you that right now. Apple continuing to push those highs now. Great buy on whoever called that. Clyde, was that you? We are not ignoring you.
No. So it's, man, it's not.
Sailing long Fubo. Hey man, I love it. I love it. Actually, really good spot there. It turned around ever since you're long at 31.33.
All right, I tell you what. Hey, Mitch, what's the chat like at? What's the like?
What are we at? I'll tell you. We're at 251.
Boom.
251.
I'll tell you what. If we can get to 350, if we can get 350, I'll go ahead and pick up Palantir $25 lottos. Just because let's see what happens tomorrow.
Them,
350. 350.
Okay. Well, let's give the chat some time to do that. And while they do that, I think it is time for our very first crypto update of the day. All right, good news and bad news. The bad news you see on the screen right there, right? Pretty much right across the board, except for XRP. Everything is down today. The good news, though, is that Ethereum, we're holding 3,000, everyone. We are at 3,100 just about right now. We are holding that 3,000 level. Key psychological number. You do like to see it. Bitcoin just sort of hanging out here, oscillating in the past couple of days here around the $44,000 area. So yes, down for the day, down for the past couple of days, but they've both made huge runs. Here's ICP, which is your big winner your last couple of days or weeks here. ICP it looks like it's it's giving back some of its gains from the past couple of days here. We are down about 8% today, 7.5% today in ICP. So you want to watch that closely. If you wrote it up and you didn't get out, have it on your screen. Cardano, same story. If you wrote it up and you didn't get out yet, watch out because it is also down today. Not down nearly as much, but this thing has gone parabolic in the past couple of days. And then Binance Coin. That chart is not what I want. You can't see it. You guys can't see anything when I'm showing. Shoot. Let me show you the charts I was looking at as I was looking at them so you can see what I'm seeing here. Here's the Binance Coin.
Yep, here it is.
Yeah, here's the Binance Coin chart. So, same thing. If you wrote it up and you didn't get out, watch out. But here's that Cardano chart. You can see the parabolic move. ICP, Ethereum, like I said, a hold in $3,000. You like to see it. And Bitcoin doing Bitcoin's not super exciting at the moment. It's not making any big move in either direction, just sort of hanging out, which I guess that's bullish. But in any case, these crypto updates are brought to you by Voyager. Get $50 in free Bitcoin when you use the code ZING on Voyager. Deposit at least $100 and make your first trade with over 60 assets to choose from and annual yield earnings of up to 12%. Voyager is your launch pad to the world of crypto. Link in description. Check it out now. That was a nice 2-minute detour. How many likes we at? 276.
Come on. 350. 350 for some lotto action.
We'll get there.
Also, my Twitter is mainly like esports stuff. So whenever I post these lottos, they're like, do you have a problem? Like, are you okay? Especially because they've seen me take losses the past 2 times with Tesla, and I think the other one was AMD.
Guys, I wanted to go short Tesla here at 706 off 706.50, but didn't get a fill. It just blew right through my order. I was willing to short it there. I was going to risk a point, 10 shares, nothing crazy, but I think it could have knocked down through this 703.50. And if you look on the hourly, you're going to see it trying multiple times to get through this resistance at 710, but hasn't been able to. I think it's going to come back and test 700. And if it tests 700, you never know when that could crack. Next thing you know, you're down to 680s. I mean, that's 20-something points away. So
if you guys don't mind, I really quickly want to address Clyde's question. If you come up with a trade, please interrupt me. Let's focus on the trades. But I do want to address his question. We are not ignoring you, my friend. His question is, so what to do when I only have 20 shares of CLF, Cliff, left at 1983? If I add more, it will F up my average. So here's my question. What does what does that mean for you? What does effing up your average mean for you? Is someone paying you based on the average that you have? The reason that I ask it like that is because if you're bullish on the company, if your thesis is that, you know, it's a good company and the price is going to reflect that and it's going to go up, it shouldn't really matter what your average is. I'll give you an example. Ticker CHARA, right? CHRA. I'll go ahead and pull up the chart here real quick. This is a stock that I first started buying when it was above 5. And I did something very, very similar to my Fubo trade. I would start buying in smaller 100-share lots so that I could actually build into my position. And I'm very fortunate that I did that because you can see when I started buying it right above 5, it went higher, made me feel really good, but then it kind of came back in here. I was expecting this. This is not a popular stock. This is not a stock that has a lot of eyeballs on it. So I wanted to wait and get myself a discount. On the way up, I would buy and average up because that told me that my plan was working. So really the answer, there was kind of a long answer. The answer to this is, what is your plan? Is your plan to hold this for a longer term? Are you trying to get out of those remainder shares that you have? What is your plan for the stock? That's going to better help us answer what you should do.
And
You're going to be the only one that knows.
I have a question, Claude. You have 20 shares left. Well, how many did you have? Because if you had 100, I'm assuming you made a nice chunk of change here. I'm assuming if you sold, I don't know. I'm assuming you've made money on this trade, based on the question.
Ron, is it your chart that are up right now?
Yeah.
Zoom in for me at that 1 minute that you have on that same. You're good on CLF.
Oh, this was CHARA. Sorry, let me zoom in on CLF.
CLF. That's what he was asking about, right? CLF.
Yes, he was asking about CLF. What's going on?
I got you. Just zoom in on that 1 minute for me. I just want you to know the world is hearing you because as you were talking about it, you were pumping the stock. I just want you to know you're important. That's all.
Well, that's you're the first person in a long time to tell me that I'm important. So I appreciate that, Zunaid. That's really great.
I was looking at the chart while you were speaking, and I was like, "This boy is pumping this stock. People are buying what he's selling."
You know, and if we take a look at the 5 minute, we just go back a couple of days, you can see that the level that we bounced at here, there was actually a sentiment shift. 2 days ago in the pre-market, we actually found support here at this level. If we back out on the day chart, let's see, we're a little bit above a former resistance, but we're kind of right here where this stock kind of turned around. This is actually not a bad spot here. I wouldn't be surprised if we hold this, if we actually take another leg up towards these highs. We'll see. Clyde, I like CLF. I traded a lot. Okay, well, you kind of just answered your own question, right? If you traded a lot, what's the big deal, right? If you sell it and put those profits in your pocket, that's pretty awesome. I like profits in my pocket. I don't know about you. And if you traded a lot, you're probably not going to be afraid to rebuy it. So I guess I don't see what the problem is. Grab that profit, buddy.
And also, if you traded a lot, then that means that implies that you look at it a lot. Then
exactly
you shouldn't have a problem not like sitting on these shares, knowing that you're not going to wake up in 6 months and think, oh, how is my Cleveland Cliffs? Oh my God, I'm down 90%. That's not going to happen to you because
I also don't think CLF is one of those stocks where you're going to wake up and be down 90%.
Well,
of course, anything can happen, but
not one day. But if you ignore it for 6 months, anything can happen. But
true.
It doesn't sound like this is not a stock he ignores. So, if it's on top of mind, then just I have no problem just sitting on your hands and just riding those 20 shares out. Obviously you're not going to want to let a winner turn to a loser here, so you'll be mindful of that if it starts to turn. But the trend is your friend so far. $26.
Yeah. Something else that's helpful is, people have let's just say Apple, right? That's your core long position, but you can also trade around that position. So say, for example, if I have 100 shares of Apple that I want to go ahead and hold for the long term because of fundamentals, cool. I buy 50 shares on top of the 100 to trade it, to swing trade it, to day trade it, whatever, but I'll keep that 100 and I'll go ahead and trade around it. So that's a strategy that you can use. That way you don't feel bad about averaging up, whatever, because you have a game plan long term and you have a game plan short term as well.
And Zunaid, to your point, I actually do that a lot with calls, right? So Apple is a great example. This is a stock that I have a long-term investment position in. It's shared with me and another family member. It's something that we've committed to for the long term, but I want to trade it. So what I do is I actually trade calls based on the setup that I see, and that has no impact on my long-term average price. One of the other little tips is that if it's difficult for you to deal with stuff like that, one of the things that you can do is you can actually separate your investment account from your trading account. This can actually really help stop you from over trading and eating into some of your investment profits, which I'm guessing were designed to be, long-term to help build your wealth for you and your family. So there are a number of ways you can kind of get around that.
Very, very good point. PLTR, by the way, keeps smacking its head against a 25. We talked about that being a big level of resistance. I've got two plans here. One, if it tests the 24.53 area, I will go ahead and buy. My stop loss will be under VWAP, which is around 24.27 for me. That's one plan. The second is if it breaks 25, I won't get in till it comes back to test it. Then I'll go ahead and get in around 25.5 cents. My stop loss will be 24.85. So those are my two plans. It just depends on what happens. If we test VWAP and we build, that's good to me. I'm okay with that. But let's see. But those are the two plans that I have in place. I do have the buy orders out because I didn't want to miss it like I missed CLOV. So just an FYI on that.
All right, guys. I just want to call out a biotech that's moving big. That's kind of the only area that I'm seeing right now. Some good positive from the open is healthcare. XBIO is one that's really trying to push out and break through the resistance right now.
And you know what? XBIO has been hitting the scanner in Benzinga Pro earlier today. We caught a couple of these up moves real quick. In fact, it's on the scanner right now. I got asked yesterday about what my scanner settings are here. I'd be happy to show you this. Mitch, here you go. Here's your XBIO. 4 was the line here. We really kind of held that and bounced off of it. If anyone is interested, this is the scanner criteria that I use, the subtype criteria that's in here. This is actually on by default. You won't have to make any changes to this. I also go in and I put in a volume filter here. This is for liquidity purposes. I want to be able to get in and out of these stocks. So 1 million seems prudent. Change over the rolling 1 minute window of 0.3. This basically means I'm looking for things that are trading up, not things that are trading down. I'm a long bias trader. I know my plan. I know what I'm going after. And then volume over the past rolling 1 minute window. This is effectively scanning for volume surges. 240,000 shares over 1 minute. The sooner that pops up, the sooner I want to know about it. This is generally a good sign. This is what we caught earlier in XBIO. And now take a look at XBIO. While I was out here rambling, XBIO took out that high that we were talking about right around 425. Looks like 427 here. We got an additional 10 cents on that pop. Let's see if we can hold it here.
I love it. I love it.
And actually, this thing could get halted. Let's be careful because this thing could get halted, right? This actually looks like this wants to make a move to the 463 here high a day. This is an interesting one. Let's keep this one on watch, guys.
I know someone had mentioned Apple a while back. It was doing well. It pulled back and it, somewhat has bounced off of VWAP. Hasn't exactly yet. So if you want to get into Apple, you can go ahead and get in here. Your stop loss would be under 146.50. I'm not getting into that one. Why? Because my focus is on PLTR. I try to trade only 1 or 2 tickers at a time.
Smart.
And you'll notice that a lot of trades that I give out, I will lose 60 to maybe 70%. I have to go back and look at my journal. 60 to 70% of my trades. Why? Because my stop losses are about 25, 30 cents. But if I win, I'll win $1.20 or something like that. So that's why you'll always see me kind of mention, hey, 20 cent stop loss, 30 cent stop loss. Because if it doesn't work, I'm going to get out. Why? Because I can always come back in. Unless, of course, you have a PDT thing that you have to worry about. That sounds like a personal problem. But, that's what we're looking at right now.
Zunaid. We don't all have 25K to put into an account.
Jason gave it to me.
PLTR took out 25, popped a little bit, kind of came back. There was a huge seller there, 500,000 shares at 25. They took it. So let's see where we go from here. What was your Zunaid? What's the status with your PTLR trade?
So it broke. So it didn't go all the way down to where I wanted near the 24.55. So I am not in that trade. It peaked above 25, but again, keep in mind, I said I'm not getting in when it breaks it. I'm getting in when it breaks it and tests and holds. So it hasn't just yet. So I'm not in it just yet. But if it comes back and breaks, say 25, comes back to kind of test it, then I will go ahead and get in. I'm not quite there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Before I get an email from HR, I apologize if my comment about the PDT was rude. Let me just apologize on air.
They shouldn't be a PDT, but we won't get into that.
That's
Any
a topic for another day. There was a question about Micron in the chat. Why is Micron getting killed? Was the question, and this is a confluence of things here. So this morning, the headline is a downgrade from Morgan Stanley. The title of their note was like "Winter is coming" or something like that, right? That was the title of their note. All right. This is, for whatever reason, Micron, of all the chip stocks, Micron has been the worst. It was the biggest loser in the S&P 500 2 days ago. It is the biggest loser in the index again today. It is down more than all of its peers are. I'm going into the pro here, and I'm looking at my analyst ratings calendar. Okay. And then this is just Micron. This is a history of all the ratings on Micron. You can see here a lot of buys and overweights. What's about to happen is all these analysts that have a buy rating or an overweight rating or an outperform rating, whatever, it all means the same thing. They're all going to come and follow these two downgrades. They're all going to follow Morgan Stanley and Summit, and they're going to go downgrade their ratings as well. And now you get a snowball effect. We talk about things that catalysts, right? This is a catalyst. The analysts are all, whether you like them or hate them, whatever you think of analysts, they're all going to come out and they're all going to have to play catch up. Right, because now they look like they're at lunch on this stock that's getting hammered here. This thing was almost $100 in April. It's now $69 today, it was frankly $80 last week, and they're going to have to play catch up, and they're going to have to come out and lower their price targets and lower their rate, downgrade the stock, and that creates more negative sentiment. So. Micron here this is a precarious situation. We're at some kind of a support level here from last December. Maybe we hold that, who knows? But this is not a good situation. You've got a bit of a falling knife going on. There's no one catalyst. It's a lack of new product line. Remember, they delayed their latest chips. The headline was like a year ago, where they were delaying their new chips, and the CFO was talking the other day about how messed up their supply chains are. There's no one thing; it's everything, and it's not looking good. So tread carefully if you're in Micron.
And real quickly, while you were going off about Micron there, NAOV, which will also hit the scanner, actually currently on the scanner with XBIO, took out the high of day again. This is the second time that it's done that today and popped on it. So this actually gave a great trade earlier through 262. We actually just popped up to 280 when we took out the 275 high of day. Impressive volume here. Looks like we're trying to take out 280 here. So perhaps another high of day break. They took it. There it goes. So tons. Look at the volume on this stock today. Just absolutely monster. These are the types of things that I'm trying to find with this scan and also play. Mitch, you called one of these earlier today without the scanner in PBTS. We did something very, very similar. Not as prolific as NAOV, but we did take out the high here and popped a couple of times earlier. So just another, there are multiple plays here this morning. XBIO looks like it wants to take out the high here as well.
All right, we have a new friend who wants to join us, Producer AB, who wants to hop on for a few. Producer AB, what are you watching this morning?
What's going on, buddy?
What is up? What are we trading this morning?
Oh, we're about to ask you that.
Right? What's going on, dude?
This is the earliest. This is the earliest AB's been to work in like a month.
Hey, AB, did we wake you up a little bit too early? The alarm rang?
Yeah. I like everyone else. I'm watching Palantir this morning, up 11%. I know y'all have already talked about it, but let's check back in on what else we looked at. We looked at Moderna already this morning.
We haven't actually. I'll pull that up real quick.
Okay,
I'm actually going to give. I'll actually give. So by the way, but is Webcoin in the chat still? Webcoin, if you're in the chat, say present or something like that. But while you do that, two stocks I'm looking at.
Jelly time.
Two stocks that I'm looking at. What?
What? Go,
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know.
UPST little upset at myself because something that, had earnings and had a nice little pop. I missed it against bounced off the WeWrap. But now what are we going to do? I'm going to go ahead and grab. I'm going to set an alert at around 181, and I will grab 1/4 of my position size at 181. So wait for a little bit of a dip, and then I'll add a little bit more around 178, which is right above VWAP right now. My stop loss will be a couple of bucks below. Why? Because I believe that $200 magnet will kind of help, get it there. Was it going to happen this week? I'm not quite sure, but that's going to be my possibly intraday or swing trade. But those are the stop losses. So set your alerts as you want. 180 was resistance. We broke out of it, acted as support for a little bit, and then I think it'll go as well. So that's one of them that I'm looking at. Moderna, I mentioned it before. I'm waiting for it to get over 500 and kind of stay there, consolidate. It hasn't done so. So, Producer AB, not in there, not in Moderna.
Producer AB, I got a really important question. How on earth are the Cardinals doing?
Last night, actually, Adam Wainwright, who's like 40 years old, pitched a complete game shutout, 88 pitches, 2 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts.
That's pretty nice.
There's a name for that.
It's a Maddox.
A Maddox, yeah.
You know what else?
Look
that
at
was a perfect setup.
Spencer.
That was a perfect setup, AB. You literally, it's like I threw a meatball right down the heart of the plate, and you just hit it right on the screws.
Well, that's only last night. I think we're one
but
game
listen,
above.
Wainwright's on my fantasy team, baby. Great start out of Wainwright last night. That's why I asked you. You lived up to it. Absolutely love it, AB. You are on fire today.
Real quick, before we get back to trading, while we're on the topic of baseball, tonight is the Field of Dreams game between the White Sox and the Yankees. I'm really excited. It looks insane. So they made a field out of a cornfield, like the famous Field of Dreams movie. It's in Dyersfield, Iowa, with a population of 5,000 people. So I'm really excited for that. I mean, it's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing to be able to watch that. Definitely going to bet on the game. Haven't decided if I'm going to bet on the White Sox or Yankees yet.
What is your betting platform of choice? Because I'll buy the stock right now, whatever you use.
Oh, here we go.
Right now I'm using the DraftKings sports book.
I don't want to buy that. All right.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
what gives you the most money. You don't want to buy this, Spencer? You don't want to buy this?
I got filled 181. I got filled on UPST.
Oh,
and I actually got filled on 178 because it spiked down. And oh man, that was so quick.
Was that UPSC? You said
UPST, Upstart Holdings.
Wait, Zunaid, is that you right there? That bottom.
Maybe I didn't. I'm not the reason it bounced back so quick. I know I made fun of PDT. I promise I don't have millions of dollars, but my average price is about 179. So I'm a little tempted. At 183, I'll go ahead and take half of it off.
Holy.
Something else I'm watching right here is, since it's been kind of picked up by the Reddit crowd over the past month or so, Wish hasn't really performed well, but every time it drops down to around the level it's at now, it seems to have held support and bounce. So I think if we continue to see Wish dip down to the $9 level, it becomes enticing for just a quick little day trade. Like you hope for a 20 to 50 cent bounce. So right now, let's see, I don't have my chart pulled up, but if we get the Wish chart up, I'll show you what the levels that I'm looking at.
Okay, Mr.
All right, PLTR, it looks like it's high of day 25.14. I'm not in it just yet. I'm going to wait for it to go up a little bit, come back down and test to 25. I'm a little frantic because I don't know what the hell's going to happen with this UPST trade, because that was a weird wick that I got in. And maybe I should have taken my profit, but
blew out earnings, right?
Yeah, they're up 5%. They had great earnings. I was trying to play it, and I'm like $1 in profit, trying to figure out what to do with my life.
PLTR, bigger push through 25 that time than the first attempt through it. That's the first thing that I would notice. As for producer AB's call, Wish bouncing nicely off the 945 level here. Let's see if we can actually hold that. Unsure if this is actually a previous level from before. Yeah, actually it is. Looks like this was from August 4th. Looks like the after hours session on August 4th, the lows. We bounced right off that today.
Yeah, and again, Ryan, I'm looking at this to kind of, if it comes down to that level again, then I will get in for a quick day trade at like the 940 level, 950 maybe.
You're not far away.
Right, I know. So I'm hoping it drops down a little bit here. Again, I'd be in and out of that real quick, just off a bounce. Another stock that I'm looking at this morning is Fortinet, FTNT.
Yeah, it's one of it actually is your second best performer today in the S&P 500. Wait,
Yeah.
isn't saying much. That's not saying much, but it's having a good day today.
No, this is
AMC hit the scanner. AMC hit the scanner. It looks like it's trying to curl
okay.
and push towards the highs.
AB, what do you like about Fortinet?
Well, so Spencer, I got into this stock not necessarily as a trade. I just bought some stock as an investment a couple months ago. And if you zoom out on the chart, if you go out to the daily, it's just been on a tear. And I figure, hey, the trend is your friend. The stock has been so strong. I'm going to get in it, and it's actually been up about 20% since I bought it. But I think now that we're all at all-time highs, we could see a big breakout coming because we see a little bit of consolidation here, and then a small breakout today. Again, trend is your friend. I think we continue to see this come up. If the whole market gets hit, could it drop a little bit? Sure. But I'm looking for this to get to like the 310, 315 level in the next couple weeks.
All right, I'm going to do a quick poll in the chat because a lot of people ask about SoFi, and I'm in the boat. I'm in the SoFi boat with you guys. All right, should we live stream the SoFi conference call tonight? That's the question I want to ask because a lot of people we get asked every day in chat about this damn stock, and I'm in it, and I don't know what else to say other than I'm in it and I'm not selling. But there's my question: should we live stream SoFi earnings call tonight? Poll in YouTube chat right now, and then
Spencer, I don't mean to hijack your poll, but I'd like to add another leg to that if possible.
Okay.
Not only should we stream it, that would be my opinion. My vote would be for yes. Not only should we do that, but we should have the one and only Luke Jacoby call in and ask a question during the question and answer session.
Well,
that's exactly what we should do. Not only should we stream it, we should have Luke call in and say, "This is Luke from Benzinga. Just got a question or two here."
Unfortunately, these calls are not for media.
We tried, Ryan. We tried.
Oftentimes, only analysts are allowed to ask questions. But Spencer, if I'm
you guys, I need you to stop telling me problems and start telling me solutions. That's what I'm going
I did. I tried.
Okay,
Jason. Okay, Jason.
My God.
Oh man.
Spencer, can I ask you kind of an ignorant question?
Yes.
Oh boy.
What is? Oh, by the way, Mitch, you're going to be mad about this. Spencer had never heard of hymns the other day.
It's because he's gonna have to end up using it, bro. Keep wearing that headset, bro.
Aaron, what's the question?
So I always thought like SoFi was a kind of like a Robinhood competitor, but they're not a brokerage, correct?
No, they are. They are now. They weren't
everything, bro.
So that was gonna be my question: is what exactly? But so I think the answer is it's everything.
Every financial service you can think of, they do it. Credit card, they do it. Investing, they do it. Lending, they do it.
Checking accounts,
and they're also what SEO experts, bro. They just get you onto their site.
Do they sell HIMS products?
Not yet, but they will. They will.
Oh my goodness.
You guys, I have so much fun with you every day.
Hey guys, what can I say? I want to say something here. I think I'm on fire.
What does that mean? What's happening?
Boom, 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 boom.
I don't know. Wait a minute. Where's the airline?
We just lost Mitch.
No, we got him. He's back. You know what? I was
baby.
Aaron Bree. Oh no, sorry, Mitch. Finish your thought, and then I'll go back to Aaron.
DraftKings, bro. I've been adding for 3 days on the dips. This is the third ad. Let's go, DraftKings. Let's go, 53. Let's go.
Very nice trade, Mitch. Very nice trade.
Interesting here.
What were you saying?
BT bouncing.
What were you saying, Spencer?
This just occurred to me, Aaron. The other day when you asked me about HIMS and you were shocked that I hadn't heard of it. What are you implying there? You were so surprised that I hadn't heard of it.
I was surprised because
surely Spencer has heard of this company. I don't know what this
because they advertise like a motherfucker.
Language.
Whoa.
Language. Got the dump button.
Beep that out.
We're gonna definitely need some more likes, guys, because we're about to get demonetized.
Yeah, you just hit us.
Favor. Give us the like today. Let's see if we can get to 500.
I thought you had heard about it, A, because of the advertising, because they advertise everywhere. I think everyone else here that watches sports, anything else, like the commercials are on the TV all the time. Whatever. B, the stock went public like within the last year and a half or so, and we covered.
I as soon as you said that the ticker, I recognized that, but I don't always know what the company does, even if I know the stock. Anyway, Apple, is it making a new high of the day?
Yep.
No. Did that just happen?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
real quick. My trade on Upstart, thankfully, again, VWAP saved me. We're good. Told you guys my average it was 181 when I got in, and also my average now is 179 because I bought right above VWAP, which was the second buy I was going to have. Right now it's at 181. I did get out of half my position at 181. Stock is trading at 181.70. So if you got in the trade with me, the same exact plan I laid out for you well before, you should be good. Take some profits. Especially because I don't know what the market's going to do, but did go ahead and ring the register on half of it on Upstart. My stop loss will still be under VWAP. I'm hoping for it to test 185s, and then I'll figure out my plan from there. PLTR looking to smack 25 again, continuously doing it, but not getting through there yet. By the way, AB, look out for a message in your Slack from HR.
Got it. Spinner's saying the whole cybersecurity sector is ripping. So between Fortinet, Cyber, Crowd, we can check in. Spencer has a couple different ETFs. iHack comes to mind.
I mean, I've owned the CIBR for a while now. So, yeah.
I think we're still in.
I own all these companies. Look, we had a hack yesterday.
Right.
Accenture got
Accenture.
hacked, right? Yeah. I mean, it's going to keep happening more and more. I've been long the cyber CIBR, the First Trust NASDAQ.
A friend of mine works at Accenture, and as soon as I saw the headline, I texted her. I was like, "Did you do this? Was this you? Did you click on a link you weren't supposed to click on?"
Be pressing buttons.
Fubo trying to go for a high here. That's nice to see. PLTR still continuing to push through 25. Pretty cool. Apple holding in right near the high there. Market did bounce a little bit here. Let's see if that keeps up.
Okay.
ABUS spiking now. Interesting.
Spencer, didn't you say you had to hop off or something?
On Palantir.
Spencer doesn't want to.
Did I
Spencer's
say
having too much fun.
Wait, did I
Spencer's
say
what it
I
is,
had
isn't
to
it?
hop? Did I say I had to hop off or something?
I didn't say that.
What?
No, not. I think yesterday you said you had something to do at like. I don't know.
No.
This is too much fun. He can do it later.
I am gonna. Tony Benson will hop on at 10:30 with us and hang out for a half hour and go through some patterns and setups he's watching on the option side.
Beautiful.
So yeah, that's a good point, Richard Judge. Since we talked about
Penn reversing, guys, strong reversal on Penn. I'm sorry about that.
We talked about cybersecurity. It's not quite the same, but it kind of is. Norton LifeLock and NLOK, and they had earnings. No, I'm sorry, they had earnings the other week. That wasn't the headline. The headline was they're merging with Avast, which is a software that I somehow ended up with on my computer. I don't know how to get rid of.
It's bloatware.
It's what?
It's called bloatware. It's often pre-installed on a lot of computers. It's hard to get rid of. It's really annoying.
Yeah, incredibly annoying. Anyway, Norton LifeLock is merging with Avast. That was announced late on Tuesday. NLOK looking pretty strong. It's got this nice gap up the last couple of days. So good call out, Richard Judge.
All right.
Hector, I know, is smiling. Hector out there is smiling as Sava crosses the 115. Shout out to Hector. Hector laid out a trade plan ahead of the actual trade for the entire group last night in the happy hour. He shared his screen, brought up what he was going to do if the stock sold off, what he was going to do if the stock popped, had a plan to add on dips and sell on rips. It was well done, and it looks like he's being rewarded today, and that really makes me happy. Hector's a hardworking dude that contributes quite a lot to the community here.
That's
All right,
awesome.
guys, I want to take a second here. Sam L is actually talking about something that I think is very important for you guys out there in the chat to pay attention to. So one of the things is we got Benzinga's Trade Ideas feed. You guys can go ahead and actually post trade ideas on here. Not only can you post it, but you can actually earn Zing coin for doing so.
Boom.
So we'll definitely be trying to go in here, whether it be kind of Benzinga personalities or just chat. You know, you guys go ahead and put your feedback in here. Let us know what stories you guys are looking at, technicals, fundamentals, and why you guys are trading certain stocks.
Benzinga.com/trade-ideas. Link is up on the screen. You can drop in here and post your trades.
A couple of
I'm going to go
Smash
put
that
some
like.
of mine there. That's awesome.
Couple of things here. Zoom 370 calls for this week just got smacked. I went ahead and purchased a good amount of them at $2. Palantir, I'm in Palantir now. My stop loss is going to be below VWAP, which is 24.50. So I'm in both of those trades now. Zoom, if you take a look at that chart, just got popped because of options trading. Guys, options,
Wow.
you gotta learn how to play them because I'm already up about 10% from when I called it out. It was $2. Now it's about $2.20 is the ask.
Yeah,
who knows where it'll go? But
this is
keep an eye on it.
Is this week's 370? Is that what you're in?
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm in.
Monster volume flow in this right now.
They kept smacking it. So keep an eye on that. If you're gonna try to get into commons, maybe wait for a pullback to the 360 area if you want to try to play that. But again, and also keep in mind this is gonna expire tomorrow, right? So.
Ooh.
Just keep that in mind.
This is effectively a scalp, right? When you called this, Zunaid, the volume was 4,400. It's 5,200 now. In what a minute time? I mean, the amount of contracts trading right around this level is incredible. You hit it at 2.
I got it at 2. Yeah, my fill is at 2. The bid was 185. The ask was 2. I was hoping to get it below, but that's fine. Yep. I got it at the ask. It is what it is. Especially when so many people are buying, that's what's going to end up happening.
I want to bring up GrowGen because it's gotten punished today, but you have a level here. Where's my pro chart? There it is. You have a level now in GRWG, the low of the day. Right, we're a buck off that now. 34.35 is your low of the day. We're a buck and change off that. That's your level. Lean on that. We hit that, you get out. But until that happens, you have a nice bullish setup here in GrowGen.
All right, guys, for my last name before I leave on out today, I want to definitely point out what I've been looking at in the queues. Talked about this on the podcast this morning. If you guys aren't watching the Money Daily Watch List, comes out at 9 a.m. every single day. I give my look on what I expect the indexes to do. I literally talked about the queues pulling back towards 364 area and then coming back, ripping up there. I now want to see this come to 370s. If we can get that push, I'm expecting a lot of these kind of tech names to really get a nice lift. Apple was one that I wanted to see it get lift. As we've been seeing, it has been lifting today. Tesla, I want to see it recover. It just recovered that 700. Remember, I was talking about how I thought it was coming back to 700, exactly where it came to, and then just bounced right off of it. Now it's looking like it wants to come back up, make a third resistance try here. If it can get above 706 with some good volume today, I think you could see this back up there towards 710. That's why you got to, especially as a day trader, you can't stick to one side of the trade. It did seem like a short right here. Now that it bounced hard off that 700, I'd be careful here because you're getting your third resistance try. When you can break this resistance, next thing you know, you can be up here at this next level.
Ryan, Zunaid, AB, any final thoughts?
Yeah, real quickly, I want to answer Too Short's question here. How many stocks do you focus on when you first start trading options? This is a great question. I focused on one, and the reason is because option premiums move around quickly. There can often be a spread. When things start to get volatile, that spread can actually open up. So when I first started learning, I definitely stuck with one. Even now, in terms of day trades, I really don't push it much past 2. And to be quite honest with you, even to open up 2 day trades with using options, there needs to be some huge story, huge catalyst. A lot of times those will be related. They'll be in some type of basket or theme where I can trade them together. But when I first started learning, just one. That's all you need.
Yeah, on that note, I think there are a lot of options traders out there that basically make a living trading options on just a couple different stocks. I think it's important to try to learn the personality and certain stocks are better to trade options with than others. You need volume, you need volatility. So make sure the stock that you're trading options on is something that's going to be viable. My last thought of the day, I'm looking at Netflix right now. Been in a downtrend for the past month. Looks like it's hitting a level that it might be finding some support at. I think if we see some consolidation here, we could get a nice little pop in Netflix. Expensive stock, but I'm looking for it to come back up to like the I don't know, 550 level here if we get some consolidation.
Yep, it trades in a range, so it's not a bad play, AB.
Thank you, Mitch.
And Junaid.
I'm not sure if he said Mitch or something else there because AB's been on a roll. But for me, Palantir had a high of day, so you're about 25 cents in the money. If you're not going to be able to handle the trade on your own, please go ahead and close out of it. Upstart, you're about $2 in the money. Get out of that. Zoom, again, that's going to be a lot for me for tomorrow. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get made fun of tomorrow. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be a hero. But shout out to Webcoin. By the way, I think he's a new trial member who made money off of Benzinga's squawk. So if you guys haven't already, check out Benzinga Pro. 2 weeks free trial. You don't need a credit card. You'll be fine. You'll be all
Only
right.
thing is, no heroes here, man. Heroes become zeros, bro. I'll tell you that much. I've seen too many heroes in the day trading game. I'll tell you, they usually end up zeros.
As long as my account doesn't, we'll be all right. But this was fun. This was fun.
All right,
It's fun every time. We're going to do it again tomorrow.
Smash the like button for Ryan, Aaron, Mitch.
I'll tell you what, we'll be back if we get 400 likes, guys. Come on, let's go. We've been doing this every single day, growing and growing, guys. We got up to 700 viewers today. We want to keep growing. You guys can help us by smashing that like. Let's keep it going.
All right. We'll see Mitch in a half hour on SPAC Stack. AB will see you on Power Hour. Zunaid will see you tomorrow, and Ryan will see you tomorrow as well. Thanks a lot, guys. Let's bring on Tony Benson from Patterns in a Flash and have him walk us through what he's watching this morning. Tony, good morning. Oh, you're on mute, though. Yeah, unmute that mic. In StreamYard, I suspect. While you do that, I'll just sit here vibing. On the bottom there should
There
be
we go. There we go.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, we hear you.
All right.
All right.
All right. Good morning. Did I hear you call me Tony Bennett earlier?
Not intentionally.
Okay, good. Don't expect me to sing because I cannot sing at all.
If I said Bennett and Benson.
No, it's okay. I get it all the time. It's
Okay.
kind of funny.
Okay. Go ahead. Let's share your screen if you can, and tell us what setups and what charts you're looking at today.
Yep. Well, you want to start with what I missed, like we did last week?
Yeah, that's more fun. That's more fun. Is what you screwed up or missed?
Yeah, so I missed. Well, Sava was one that this morning was looking good. Nice little, beautiful ascending triangle. And I missed it by probably 5 seconds. By the time I got the order in, it was this bid spread ask was there, and it was just too far, so it took off and ran. But it is what it is. I was going to chase it. I was tempted to chase it at 111, and in this case, I probably should have. But I've had many times where I've chased things and it didn't work out well. So I just I've learned just to let it be and let it go and lick the wounds and move on and find something that may go. So
okay,
but would have been a nice little quick day trade, but.
So we missed it, but we're moving on to what?
Yep. So Blackstone, this is one that is just stuck in this range. So I'm waiting for it and watching for it to break out. So if it gets back up to 115 and it starts to give a little double top or some kind of indication that it may roll over there, then I'd probably short it. But as of right now, that's just kind of stuck in a range, not looking for much there. These are the few day trades that I have right over here. I've got, I think, eight or nine on the list that I found that looked good to start with. And then, of course, the market opened and it changes like this. Conoco, beautiful symmetrical triangle. But this morning it ran above it and it's dropped below it. So not looking bullish right now on that. eBay had a beautiful little head and shoulders. And again, this is an intraday. These are 5-minute charts.
Okay.
So ran up first thing this morning, then dropped off. So not too excited about that anymore. The pattern looked good this morning until the market opened. EOG, this is one that we had a nice little ascending triangle on. A lot of oil stocks have been forming a double bottom. Same thing with some of the cruise lines, double bottoms. There's quite a few double bottoms out there right now in a lot of different stocks. Fetch is one that was starting to look decent. Had kind of a double bottom, triple bottom, inverted head and shoulders. They're all kind of similar anyway. So, but was looking for it to break to the upside, but right now it's not. So
at what price would what price would change your mind?
So this is where with Fetch, let me get back to where it was. This one, you can see a lot of them I don't have necessarily a trading plan. This one I did have a trading plan ready for it to break to the upside. So if it broke above the 45.57, then I'd get bullish on it today, which obviously there's a line. So 45.67, that orange line is my entry point. And then the red line is my stop and the green is the target. So I try to keep it very simple. I put the blue line in as a support or resistance, depending on what the pattern is, and then place my stop, target, and then put an entry point based on that 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. So But this is not looking that great right now. I don't see a lot of bullishness with the gap down. Not too excited about the upside. If the whole market turned around and this gave a different signal, then I'd be more interested. But right now, it's just a wait and hold, or wait and see, I should say. KKR, another one that it gapped down, but unless it gets back up to this support level, another descending triangle. Sometimes I forget to draw the lines because I see them so easily, but beautiful little descending triangle. Figured if it dropped down and started to fall. So if it comes back up and uses this 65, 75 level as a roll reversal point, then I'd be interested looking for a bearish trade.
And this is on, I'm sorry, KKR?
KKR, yeah.
Interesting. That's the second. So you looked at KKR and you look at Blackstone, right?
Yeah.
When you see a pattern in a stock, do you go to its peers and do you look to see, because those aren't very actively traded for huge companies, huge private equity firms. They're not very sexy stocks.
Correct.
So if you see a pattern in one, in any stock, do you then go look to see its peers?
Not necessarily. Typically, I'll notice like the cruise lines or the oil stocks. A lot of them created because sectors all trade. A lot of them will trade very similarly. So when one pattern shows up a lot of times, and a lot of times I'll just notice that it's the same. They're in the same sector. Like Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Line, and Carnival are all doing very similar patterns. Those are all similar companies. So
yeah.
I'm not stuck on one particular company. And honestly, I don't care about sexy. I like cash better than I like sexy. I mean, sexy's nice, but I prefer cash over that. I prefer profits. So I'm purely patterns. I don't care what the stock is. I mean, obviously, liquidity can be an issue if it's thinly traded. If it's something that is crazy volatile, right, and it jumps a lot. I mean, Saba is one reason that I'm very cautious with that because it's got 30, 40, 50 cent spreads. And it moves real quick, which is good. You can make a ton of money really fast, but you can also get your head handed to you quick. So, and I've been on both sides of those. So, but yeah, I'm purely technical. I'm all about patterns. That's all I care about. If the pattern looks good, I'll trade it. I don't even know what KKR does. I have no idea.
Okay.
And
private equity.
That's why when you said it was similar to BlackRock's, I kind of figured, but I know some people think that's crazy. And I've had people like, you don't even know what they do. I don't need to.
Okay.
Give me a ticker symbol and a chart. That's all I need.
Your own. Okay. Well, we got a few tickers in the chat. Can I throw them to you?
What's that?
We got a few tickers in the chat. Can I? People want your thoughts. Can I throw these?
Yeah, absolutely. What do we got?
All right.
TTD?
Yeah, sure. Trade desk.
I'm going to go look at them here. Are we looking at more of a day trade or a swing trade?
I don't know. BNZNB trading. What are you looking at TTD for?
Somebody. Oh, I saw that in the chat. Did I not?
No, yeah. I'm asking that chatter. Whoever.
What's he asking about TTD for?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Trade desk. I don't either. Well, I'll just look at it real quick and tell you what I see.
Day trade.
Okay. Well, since we're here, oops, that's not what I wanted. There's a little miniature broadening pattern, which is not an easy pattern to trade, but it is typically an indication of a top. So, but let's go look at an intraday chart, TTD. Well, obviously looking pretty bullish so far this morning. At least looking from yesterday. Little ascending triangle that actually broke out. Looks pretty solid right now. Question is, how far will it go? Or could it go? Looks like possibly about 85, but here's really challenge, at least for me. If this thing comes back down to this range, then I'd be looking at possibly going bullish. It looks really good. Actually, I like the looks of this. But it's got to get down to where the risk reward is favorable. So if I'm putting a stop on it, put a stop right there.
Okay.
And then put the target at 84.93. Good old-fashioned calculator. So there's 52 cents of risk, $1.57 on upside. This is I like keeping it simple. So 83.36 is the entry point, and then this is the target. So I love the looks of the pattern. I love an ascending triangle, and especially when it breaks out above the previous highs here.
Okay.
The only thing I'd need to have, I would want to see it come back down to this area in order for the risk reward to be right, because right here it's just too much risk.
What about NIO this morning? NIO had earnings, and it's
Which one?
NIO, NIO. They had earnings. Yep. It's given back whatever gains it had. Off its lows of the day, but frankly, all of China is down today anyway. But what are your thoughts on NIO here?
Well, from an intraday perspective, I mean, not much. Obviously, getting tanked, but as far as patterns go, there's not much there that would say to give me an indication to get into it. Let's look at a daily chart real quick, see if there's anything here. But not seeing a whole lot of really no pattern there. Nothing prominent that I would trade off of.
All right, JT's asking about Asana. This ASAN, this space has been on fire. This has been on fire. It's up again today.
It's fairly new.
Yes, fairly new.
Yeah. Again, this is what's tricky for me. I look for patterns. So if we're looking at like fundamental stuff, there's really no prominent pattern here. Nothing as of yet. Of course, there's a possibility to develop it head and shoulders, but that's a really wide. It's a pretty crazy possibility. It would take a few weeks for it to fill out. But
so this is just too new for you. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily. I mean, if there was some kind of identifiable pattern.
Yeah. Okay.
If there was if this thing continues to consolidate and creates a nice little triangle, then yeah, I'd be interested in it.
I may have asked you about this last week. I don't remember, but it's in the chat again. Did we talk about Viacom? I think we may have. There's no pattern here. It's just flat. Unless there is a pattern. I mean, you're the patterns guy, not me. But looks like a flat chart to me. VIAC.
Yeah, see, there we go.
And this is for a swing trade. They're asking about Viacom for a swing.
Yeah, it's just stuck in a range. So that's all I see. We did talk about this last week, or was it the week before?
We definitely talked about it for sure. I don't know what else there is to say about that. It's just flat as can be.
Yeah, this thing's just stuck in a range. If it comes back down to this 37.88 area, if it gets below that 38.74 and gives me some kind of this is where I'd look for a candle pattern. If it comes back to that support level and then gives a morning star or a bullish engulf, any kind of indication that it's going to hold here and move higher, then I'd use this trading plan and go with it. But when it's stuck in a range like this, I just stay away from it.
What about CVS? I've looked at the CVS chart for a while.
CVS,
the pharmacy.
CVX.
Yeah. CVS.
Little triple bottom, which of course there's the midpoint right there. Actually, let me use this other line. Looks good on the daily. I don't know historically what there is, but some obvious resistance there up at 90. But so I've got a nice little triple bottom right after a nice little pullback, triple bottom. This is the midpoint, which once it breaks out of there, that's confirmation of the pattern. So that's what we're looking for, is a breakout of that midpoint. And it obviously just did that yesterday. So the question is,
that's my question.
What's that?
That's my question. What does that tell you? What's the takeaway here?
So we've got confirmation of a breakout to the upside, which would tell us that this thing is probably going to continue bullish to the upside up to the next resistance level, which is just shy of 90. So now it's just a matter of throwing a plan on here real quick. And first thing I do is to stop, because this is basically a bullish reversal pattern. And a triple bottom, I mean, obviously there's a double bottom, triple bottom. Triple bottom's even better. And the volume here's a little off. I don't know what, they have some glitch in the volume. This is just craziness. That's not accurate. So if you're looking at the volume, don't get all excited because it's not right. I don't know what the deal is with it. But so yeah, once it breaks that midpoint, then we've got confirmation the pattern is there. So now we can treat it as a bullish move to the upside. I'm just going to put it right at 89. We got 464 of potential profit with a $1.55 of risk. Of course, that's on just the stock price. So if you're trading options, it's obviously you have to adapt it for that. But
Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at. You know
Yeah,
what?
who else we got?
You know what? Fine. Well, I get asked about SoFi. I don't know what to say because I'm in it. So let's look at SoFi for you. This is
Yep, we looked at that last week.
Yeah, I
and
know. I'm doing it again.
It's another double bottom. So same as CVS. I mean, same concept. Actually, it's a triple bottom if you want to call it that. But again, double, triple, and this is what we're looking for. You can see back here. This is a perfect historical example of a double bottom or a triple bottom on SoFi. And once it broke the midpoint, right? Oops. So that's the midpoint of the pattern. Once it breaks above there, the expectation is to go higher, and you can see exactly how that worked out here. So very similar situation on SoFi where we've got a double, a triple bottom here. It's broken out. It's gotten above that little midpoint right there, which is what, 1655, 1660. So then just looking for the target then, got the target at 1917, stop at 1618. So the entry point is 1693. So if you're bullish on SoFi and you think that this double bottom or triple bottom is going to play out, then that's my entry point with a stop at 1618 and target of 1917. Pretty simple, really. I mean, I'm a very simple trader. I've been off of the weeds in 21 years. I've been every which way and tried every which thing that's possible, it seems like. So,
all right, let's do a few more here from the chat.
OST?
Yeah, OSTK, Overstock? Sure.
Overstock, yeah.
This has been real. This has been, the range is getting smaller and smaller in Overstock. It's been in the last what, call it 12 months.
Yeah. That's way up there. Well, right. I mean, as far as right here, there's really no pattern right now that tells me to get into this thing one way or the other.
Okay.
If it was to break this $66 level, then obviously that's a breakout to the downside. I'd look at something more bearish. If this comes down and taps it, if it sits at 66 and bounces from here, then we'd have a double bottom. And then we'd have this right here would be the midpoint, right? So we'd look for a break above that. And if it does, then it's headed up to the north side to the next resistance level.
Do you look at charts that have large gaps? Like Pinterest here just has this gap. This is from Jonathan McDonald, PINS. I mean, gaps they kind of screw up patterns, don't they? So do you look at charts that have large gaps like this, or do you kind of not really?
Well, I look at them and see what it looks like. If there's something there, I mean, obviously you have to have a basic knowledge of gaps, and while they don't always fill, they often do. So whether or not this thing rallies back up, though, is remains to be seen. So what you're seeing me do here is as simple as I keep it. I look at the history of the stock, see what, put some major support resistance lines on there that are important for what's going on right now. And then I just look for any kind of pattern that tells me, what it may or may not do next. And if there's no pattern, I just skip it and I don't even look for it. So I look through, I've got a scan that usually has about 250 to 350 stocks, and I just scan through them looking for specific patterns. And I flag them and narrow that list down to 30 or 40 or 50.
Have you looked at Moderna in the past couple of days? I'd be very curious to get your thoughts on Moderna here. I mean, it's no pattern per se. It's just craziness.
Yes. And that's one thing that I'm not a huge fan of. I like craziness when it's working out in my favor, but it's really hard to tell what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
So, and that's one reason I love patterns is they are underlying human emotion is what creates the pattern. And obviously people are people and we're all the same, right? For the most part. And we react the same historically. So the patterns give me some indication of what's going to happen next. It makes it more predictable. And there's really nothing here on Moderna that says anything about which way it may or may not go next, except for there's a rising three methods right there. Of course, those right there. So you've got one big up day. Technically, it should be 3 days in between, but you get a couple of small resting days and then another big day to the upside, which is a continuation. But Moderna was $200 a month ago. Now it's 500. So definitely something as far as that's a long run. And this sell-off would be no surprise. Where's that intraday? Is it moving back up today?
I don't actually know.
A little bit. No, it's pretty flat. Up $14, which is flat.
What about Palantir?
Yes, I saw that one. Somebody brought that up. What is it again? PLPT?
PLTR.
PLTR, that's right. That's popped up a few times too on the radar. Yeah, it popped this morning. Yeah, that's another one. Just it's kind of stuck in that range, but if you have the patience, you want to wait for it. 2187, of course, is popping today. It's at 20. Holy cow, 25.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess I'm a little bit surprised here. It seems like it can never quite. No, maybe it's too soon to say, but it seems like it can never quite hold its rallies. At least to my eye.
Yeah.
You know, we had that May to June rally there, but there's so much interest in this stock, and I think that almost works against it sometimes. But I don't have the position, so
yeah, I don't either. And obviously, same thing with Sava, right? Like this morning, I wish I would have had one here at 2187. If I would have, then. But that's the thing, woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? It's always it's always hard to tell what's going to happen. So if you're in a position, then obviously you're happy. If not, I mean, I can't see getting into this and chasing it. There's just not enough upside with the risk.
There, so. Yeah. Hey, a couple of cannabis names just got dropped in. What about? Before I ask it, let me just pull up a chart to see what it's doing. Okay, what about Green Thumb here? GTBIF is your ticker.
GTBIF.
GTBIF.
V is in boy or V in Victor?
B as in boy, Indigo, Foxtrot. This is a cannabis play. Trades on OTC. I don't know if you ignore that area of the market or what, but it's pretty liquid for a non-exchange traded stock. And full disclosure, I am long.
Yeah. It's not showing up in here. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll do it here. No, I don't. Like I said before, I could care less what a stock does. I'm not opposed to trading anything.
Okay.
So I'm not picky. Like I said, show me a chart, show me a good pattern, and if it plays out the way I understand the pattern and what I'm looking for, then great.
What does that show you?
So kind of an ascending triangle, basically. We've got, obviously, it's bumped up against that 33 level a couple times back here in, April, the end of April. Struggled with it right here, tried to get through it, and it ultimately failed. Came back down. We've got this, short-term uptrend. I guess it's intermediate term. This is a daily. So we've got higher lows and then the same highs, which creates the ascending triangle, which then we get a measured move, which I usually go a little bit further in. We could go out, which essentially gives us an indication or an expected move, measured move. It basically just gives us some idea of where this thing may go. So this is called the base. The base of the triangle right here is what we're looking for. So that is about what we expect it to move if it breaks out to the upside and it breaks the pattern. So I just duplicate that line, throw it up there. And this is the crazy thing about patterns. And it's insane that, for 20 years I've been watching these, and the target is basically right up there. I think that's the all-time high, I'm assuming. So if this thing breaks above that line, up above about 33, you could maybe go a little more conservative, wait till about 34. But if it breaks out of this pattern and it breaks up, then the odds are it's going up to about 39 or so. Does that make sense?
Yes, but it's of course a big if.
Yes.
Right.
Always the big if. So that's why obviously we use stop. So I'd put a stop. It's a little challenge. This thing's got a pretty good daily range, but put a stop right about there.
What's that? 32.50?
32.
Okay.
And that's the challenging thing about stops is there is no, it's like all technical analysis, right? It's more of an art than a science. There's no right or wrong answer.
Right.
People ask me all the time, where should I put my stop? Well, at what point do you think the stock's going the opposite direction? At what point are you no longer comfortable? If this thing breaks above 33, you get in and it turns back over and heads down. At what point do you no longer believe the stock's bullish?
Everyone's got to answer that for themselves. Let's do a couple more here. Let's do let's do Airbnb. This is one I am long from 153. We're getting asked about it in the chat. They have earnings tonight, so that's something you need to know if you are looking at the stock. There is an event tonight. Again, I'm in it from 153. It's at 149.25 right now.
Let's see. I'm drawing a blank on that symbol again. What is it?
ABNB. Newer.
ABNB. Okay.
Yeah, newer one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go use this. This is.
And I'm in this for like long term, guys. I have zero intention to sell or trade around this, frankly. So
there's the. Yeah, it looks kind of stuck in this range, 132 to 153. So when's earnings today?
Tonight. Yep, tonight.
Yeah. So I mean, personally, I would wait for it to break out of one of these levels. Either if it breaks above 153, I'd get bullish. If it breaks below 132, I'd get bearish. If it comes up and does what it did here at 153 and it starts to dance on it and keeps testing it but fails and then gives some kind of signal that it's going to drop, I'd possibly play it bearish to the downside. But obviously earnings will probably have a pretty significant effect on it.
I don't know what the expected move is. I can find out real fast.
For earnings?
Yeah. I don't know if you can.
Earnings is crazy and wild. You never know what to expect. So
here, let's ABNB. Expected move of like, oh, what is that? Can't do math. I can't do math in my head.
So you're saying expected move, like what you're expecting to move based on earnings?
No, just based on like the options pricing right now. Here on like $9 is what the options market is. That's the implied volatility for the week. $9.
Okay.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, we'll probably break out of that one way or the other.
Yeah, one thing you'll see when you look at charts, if you see ranges like this, when they move from one range to another, they usually go about the same distance. It's pretty mind-boggling actually when you see it enough. So if this breaks out either way, it's probably going to be about a $20 move, $20 range that it goes to.
What platform is this? Too Short wants to know.
Oh, it's Omega Charts. It's from Wealth Builders HQ.
It's what is it? Omega Charts.
Omega Charts, yeah.
Omega Charts is the platform, and then the other platform, Too Short, is Thinkorswim, which I also use. Okay, let's do one more here. Let's do.
Twitter?
What did you say? Twitter? Sure.
Yeah, this is one that actually triggered. I should bring it over here. Right before we started, actually, it triggered a whoops, wrong one. Triggered a bearish entry for me.
Oh my god, I don't want this song. Come on.
Is that your music playing in the background?
My music, yeah.
Okay. I was wondering. I was like, is that music I'm hearing?
Yep.
So yeah, Twitter's that one that basically we got triple, quadruple chop, whatever you want to call it. But it's basically been bumping its head on 70 and moving lower. So I had a trading plan in place, which basically put a stop at 67.09 and target of 56 and an entry of 64.34. So I went and picked up some longer term puts. I think it went out to December and bought some puts on this, looking for it to drop down to about 56. So,
all right, we have a bearish trade on Twitter.
Do not see many of those?
No, you see them. I mean, I'm just reiterating.
I love trading the downside.
So you have puts at, I'm sorry, at what strike did you say? I don't know if you said.
If I remember right, I got the Decembers, I believe. Oh, that's Airbnb still. I went longer term and out of the money. Yeah, I picked up the December 55s.
Okay, December 55s in Twitter. And how much were those?
I think I paid like $270 for them. So they're down a few pennies right now, but
okay,
I'm not worried about it. I think it was $270, maybe it was $255.
All right, guys, the link to Tony's site and strategies, calculator, all that is in the description. Patterns in a flash. It's on the Wealth Builders HQ site. Again, the link is in description. Tony Benson joins us every Thursday to tell us what patterns he has on his radar, and we appreciate it. Tony, we'll talk to you again next week. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thanks,
right.
Spencer.
All right, guys, that's my cue to wrap it up here. So please remember, all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Let me just make sure that the SPACs Attack guys are good to go. I think they are. Guys, we are in SPAC earnings season. So many earnings, and we got Chris K, Chrisopedia. His back, he paid his electric bill. He's got power today, and he's going to be ripping through these earnings reports in SPAC land. If you guys are watching Clover today, holy cow! Where's my Benzinga Pro chart? Where are we? Here. You guys see CLOV gave it all back. You have a soundbite for that, actually. CLOV not looking great.
Wowzers, and we've given it all back.
Yes, we have in CLOV. Maybe not all of it, but I mean, looks like it wants to, right? Anyway, they'll cover all of this on SPACs Attack. There's other news as well in SPAC land. So please do me a solid. Smash that like button, please, and thank you. The chat has spoken. We will live stream the Sofi earnings call. What time is that scheduled for? That call is scheduled for 5 p.m. Eastern. We will stream that. You guys spoke. I will do it. I promise. All right. Smash a like. Thank you very much. SPACs Attack live right now. This stream is ending. We'll see you guys. Stay filled. Stay green. Do all that good stuff.